I'm going to do an insight video today, and a lot of things have been happening over the last couple of days where I'm starting to align and shift and change. There's a lot of things around transformation. I keep getting a lot of messages around transformation. I'm seeing a huge amount of angel numbers and divine sort of orchestrated sort of numbers. I'm seeing like a lot of like 555s, 444s, 333s, and like 909 and all these kind of different angel numbers. And I don't know a lot about numerology and sort of like it's something that I've been connected into in the past, and it's not something that I sort of like follow like a huge amount, but it seems to be coming up a lot at the moment. So I know there's a lot of things shifting for like transformation and transmutation for a lot of beings, and we're all going through this shifting of consciousness and creation. And this is happening regularly at the moment for many of us. There's a lot of shifting through like light consciousness, light frequency, and light vibration. I feel this within my own energy field and my own vibration and frequency. And all of this is around sort of like consciousness. And I keep talking about like oneness, like the people say like the law of one. This is very much what's going on for many of us. We're shifting our energy fields and our consciousness into a new sort of like awareness where we start to like transform. And a lot of this again comes down to things like I've talked about, like self-realization, these principles, you know, that you are the creator of your own creation, that you are what you focus, you get more of what you are than what you want. Resistance, if you resist one thing, you resist everything. It's all these kind of things again. They're all just like flowing in, and they're thrown in through consciousness, through many different dimensional realities. Obviously, because we're this multi-dimensional being. Although we're in human form, we still have our infinite self, which is connected to these higher realms and these infinite realms. I wouldn't say higher. Higher is the wrong word again. It's infinite. And why I say infinite and not higher is because infinite is about an infinite sort of vibration and frequency. It's about this cycle. The infinity symbol, which is the eight. They show it as like horizontal, or many people when they depict it in spiritual reality, it's on the like a horizontal eight. When I see it and I see it, it always comes through my third eye, and it's vertical to me. But again, it's the same sort of principle. It's saying that it's because like if you look at the figure eight, it's if you break it down or split it in half, it would look like two circles, wouldn't it? So in that sense, it's like two aspects of the whole. To me, circles are like a completion, but they're also like a union. And again, this is very much around it. And this is what's going on for many of us. If we just get in that creative space or that infinite space within ourselves, we start becoming these channels where we start to receive information. And this is what's going on for me at the moment, and it's going on for many people at the moment. You're finding a shift in consciousness, a shift in direction, a shift in alignment and union, and a shift in where you like information and things are coming in. As this morning, I've been very much sort of like looking at like consciousness and levels of consciousness and sort of like a dimensional consciousness, and I've been sort of like directed. So first of all, I was looking at like light frequencies and stuff like that, and even silly things like I've got up today and like I've put into YouTube, and the first thing that's come up is like 12D consciousness, 12D sort of reality. And again, this starts talking about like different dimensional realities. And like then it was talking about like formless, which is like above the foot above sort of like the form reality. It's like formless. And again, this was talking about like there's 12 dimensions like in this form reality as we move through these different levels of consciousness, and they're all related to like heaven, and sort of like different dimensions of heaven on earth, which really is again just oneness and the expansion of consciousness, the expansion of frequency within that moment, which again, this is part of the self-realization when they talk about the power of now. Now is all we have, and the more we live in that presence of the now moment, the more we create, and the more we allow flow to come into our reality. And again, this connects to the infinity symbol, and again it connects to our energy frequency, our energy vibration. It's about allowing ourselves to start to like open up and align with our own um, infinite self, which is this channel. Each and every one of us is a channel. Anybody that said, anybody says, oh, I don't know how I'm not a channel. You are a channel, because source is always connecting with you, is always aligning with you. And again, this is one of the self-realization principles. It's everything works through you, as you, and for you. And again, this is connecting in. It's very much around that. I'm also getting a lot of sort of like connection with angels at the moment. There's a lot of angel sort of energy around me, and although I have connected and I've got like archangel sort of like cards and stuff, and I've used them as part of tools of development in the past, it's not something I necessarily always connect to, but I can feel a very strong angelic presence around many on the earth, and here very much around with the archangels and stuff like that. Very much sort of like Michael with his like protection and like wisdom and knowledge, but there's like a lot of archangels. So that, to me, that's a lot of healing that's going on as well. There's a lot of healing happening on many levels for many beings, but the healing is also awakening. It's awakening your channel. It's awakening your source energy within you to aspect to again to align with this source creator with each and everyone. Each and every one of us are source, and each and every one of us is a creator of our own creation. And again, this is a self-realization principle again. So also another self-realization principle is like to do with consciousness and aligning with light and light frequency again, where we look at the more that we keep our frequency high, and the more we keep, it's not even high, but the more we keep our frequency open and express from a place of source, the more that our well-being is self-assured. So it tells us that basically, as long as we're creating and we're living within our own source energy and our own source creator, you know, reality is flowing with us, for us, and through us, and as us, and creating a reality that is more aligned with our true nature and with our essence. And this is what's going on for many of us at the moment. Um, many of this is going on for all of us as we start to open up. And I'm going to go back to this 12 dimensional sort of consciousness. And they were talking about this, and then they were talking about 27 different dimensions. And I don't know anything about this in this sense. I know about consciousness because I feel this. I feel consciousness and pure creation within the now moment. I feel with it within my own reality. The more we live in it, the more we expand, the more we open up, the more we start to see that we're not limited, that we're limitless, that there's infinite potential in the now moment, and it's always available to us. And all we have to do is open up to it. Because many of us sort of like feel limited, or we feel sort of like in some ways because we don't see the full potential within our own vibration or with our own frequency within our own consciousness. And light frequency is about this. Light frequency opens us up, and light vibration opens us up to the infinite potential of the now moment and the now frequency of the oneness frequency, which many of us are starting to access now. We start to see that our lives are only a reflection of our own consciousness and our own creation, and we start to realize that it all comes from within our own source. And like I said, my center and this center part of me that I breathe into and I breathe in. When I breathe into there, my whole energy frequency changes into light frequency, light consciousness, light vibration, and that feels expansive. There's an expansion to there. And then when I start to do that, I see there's no limitation, there's no barriers, but there's also infinite potential. And what I mean by that is, in that moment, there's a stillness. There's a stillness in that moment where I can create through my own consciousness, and I create anything that I want. So in that moment, I know that pure creation is there and is available to me because I'm connecting to source. And source is when you get to like these different dimensional sort of like frequencies, like the 12th dimension talks about accessing source dimension. So the 12th dimension is like the doorway into source expression, the source reality. So as we move through these different, we start to realize that there is no limitation, and we are infinite, and there's infinite potential in this now moment for each and every one of us. And transformation and transmutation and dissolving, all those things are there. And also when I feel into this, I always get this feeling where I'm holding like a massive golden sphere of energy, and it's just this massive ball of infinite potential that just sort of comes through my hands, and I can feel it like it pulsating in my hands, and this sphere just it goes with me. But this sphere is again symbolic of source energy, this golden energy, and it's symbolic of source energy is with me. Energy, that energy is always available, it's always with me, and the sphere is symbolic of this. And it's symbolic of this infinite potential that's available to each and every one of us. And the reason why I'm talking like this today is because many of us are receiving guidance and we're receiving consciousness. And if we just take a moment to be still in that now moment, we receive insight and awareness. we become sort of in this infinite space, and it's like you switch off your mind, and what starts to sit there is just pure energy and pure consciousness. And when we start to connect to that, then we start to allow energy to flow through us. And again, this connects to, once again, the infinity symbol, the infinite symbol of eight, that is always bringing us and always flowing with us, which is source energy and source creation, and it's always flowing through us, as us, and for us. Know that you're never disconnected. Separation is an illusion. It always has been, and each and every one is always connected in the now moment. Um, that's the insight for today. Please have a great day. Please comment, like, subscribe, um, and share. Like I said, have a great day. Any comments, please comment in the post below. Bye for now.